Hi, my name is Koku with blackfilm.com, and I'm here with Lizzy Mathis, the star of the new Tastemade series, Dinner Party People. Thank you for joining me.
Hey, I'm so happy to be here.
Hey, Lizzy, it's funny because you have so much energy, and you just never know, like when the cameras start rolling, is this person this way? No, she's this way.
No, I'm this way. I do. I come in hot.
I know. I love it. And I see that you're a Midwest girl.
Yes, originally from Detroit, born and raised.
You see, I'm actually originally from Chicago, so I can agree. I can relate to that exactly.
Yes, I went to school in Chicago, so I lived there for several years.
I saw that. I said, "Oh wow, she went to Northwestern." Lizzy, she's a little smarter than I am.
No, don't say that. Don't say that. Now we know. Now we all know school doesn't necessarily mean that much anymore. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like it's good to have, but people are making their way. Like, don't even say that anymore.
No, it is very true. No, I'm joking with you, but I did go to undergrad. I went down in Atlanta, then of course I went to New York as well. But I value school, but at the same time, I agree exactly with what you're saying. I do not believe it's the direct path for everyone. So that is a very important message that we can both agree with.
That's true.
I thought it was really cool that that you actually were Miss Teen Michigan.
Oh my goodness, you took it all the way back. Yes, I was Miss Teen Michigan in high school. Yeah.
That's so cool. Yeah. I mean, how does that feel? Like, oh my gosh, this girl go to school with us and she's Miss Teen Michigan.
I mean, it was so random. It really was really random. I remember my mom saying, like, I always loved modeling, and I always like, oh, I want to do something to modeling. But in Detroit, obviously, we didn't have like a really big modeling market or anything like that. So she was like, someone told her, well, you should enter into this pageant or whatever and just kind of see what happens. And I wasn't a pageant girl. Actually, I was super into sports. I was a tomboy. I have two older brothers. So I didn't really know anything about this world. I was just trying to figure it out. But I was like, okay, from basketball practice, I guess I'll go over here. So that's just what I did. And come to find out, I mean, everything just kind of kept on going. So I made this, and then I passed this one, and I got this one. And then all of a sudden I was Miss Teen Michigan. And I was like, okay, like this is cool.
No, that's cool. That's really cool. Then look, I'm following the timeline here. Then you first moved to, well, after all of this, and of course Northwestern, then you moved to New York.
Yes.
What was that like?
New York was home. It was a little bit intimidating because now I was in this really big city, and Chicago's a big city. So from Detroit to Chicago was a really nice jump for me. It kind of like, it gave me a taste of what like a bigger city was like. But then Chicago to New York, I was like, oh,
it's still an intense transition.
Yeah, that's an intense transition. And, and New York was like a hustle. New York was like, I was a young model. I was, going out on castings, hearing the word no all the time. I was living in an apartment with like 6 other girls with mice. Like,
sounds like New York.
Sounds like New York. I was figuring it out. And so New York will always be a very special place to me because it feels like where I really grew up. Like
that, I feel the same way.
Yeah. And so that's how I feel. I love New York.
No, I think New York it's a great place to spend your adult formative years. If you can if you can get New York together, and if you can appreciate it, it doesn't matter where you land from there. You will be all right. No, I truly believe that.
Your foundation is set. Your foundation is set.
Exactly. Because if you walk down the street and a freaking rat will run over your foot. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, if that's like something where it's like, all right, so bad day, but not like horrible. Exactly. You're like, that's when you know you're a New Yorker. But I do want to talk about this show because I think it's a really interesting idea, Dinner Party People. So I actually was able to see an episode with Jamari and his fiance.
Oh, yay!
Yes. And I really loved it. And what I love about this show, Lizzy, is that you incorporate yourself, or you ask questions, and you're in these people's spaces, but you're not like taking over. You're getting to know more about their environment and what can come. So let's talk about the show.
Yeah, one of my biggest things going into the show, and when, Tastemade and I were in conversations about it, it was really important for me to know that, like, hey, although I love food, I come in and my background is a home chef, just as a mom of 3 and learning how to move around the kitchen. And my mom was, you know, a really great cook and all those things. I wanted to make sure that this was their dinner party, that I wasn't coming in to take over. I was just coming in to add an element to it and really kind of like see how they throw a dinner party and then how to elevate it just a tad bit and put my spin on it. But it was really cool. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. I met so many different people during this process. And that was a really other important thing for us, was to showcase different types of people. Like, it wasn't the exact same. We're not going into celebrities' homes. We're not going into the same type of person. We're going into very different people and showcasing very different dinner parties. And that was phenomenal to me because Jamari, I mean, it was so much energy and sass and like, you know, we could come in
and you're dancing with them too. Like, okay, let me get
like that. That's right. I wanted to learn. I wanted to learn also. So for me, I really wanted to be the viewer in the room so we all could learn together. And that was fun.
No, I have to tell you that your spin that you showed us, it was like a cool party trick almost, where you do the I don't want to give it away completely, but with the gummy and the paper.
Oh my God.
That is like the
mind
coolest I've ever seen in my life.
Mind blown.
And
I know.
You said, it's a small accent. You add these things and it just completely just elevates things. You know, I just love how, you know, like you said, it's very important to just be a part of it, not, you know, just be in the room, but not necessarily it's really well done. And it's very authentic. Yeah, I love that.
Thank you. Thank you. I mean, listen, we wanted everyone to walk away and be like, oh, I could take that.
Yeah.
I could do that. That's something I could, you know what I'm saying, do. Oh, you know, I'm gonna try that this weekend. Or, you know what I mean? Like, we wanted people to like watch it and say, okay, you know, these are little elements I can bring to my dinner party.
What do you think is important though? Like, if you're gonna throw a dinner party, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not the person, like, all I do is like, I'll bring a couple bottles of liquor. You know what I'm saying? I just pick some, just whatever, just to kind of, let me do, I don't think y'all really care. Well, I learned how to cook a little bit during the pandemic. I think I'm a pretty decent cook now, but I don't know if I'm the person, right, that's supposed to bring the dish, you know? But what is very important to have, what are the staples for a successful dinner party, just to start?
You know, I think that you have to start with a theme. I think every dinner party has to have a theme. So whether the theme is, hey, we're just chilling, it's in the summer, or whether you go and it's like, hey, we're having Mexican night or whatever, like whatever your theme is, I think you have to have a theme. And that's something we really like showcase in this show. So every episode is a very different theme. You know, and I think you have to, like, you know, and I think you have to keep it cool. Like, it's no need to stress. So if you prep ahead of time, I think it really takes down on any stress that you have, you know, during the day of. I think music is super important. Having a playlist in the background that just gets people in the mood to want to talk and open up and have a good time. And I think it's about your guest list. I think it's about it. I really do. I think that, you know, we get so stuck in the same, you know, people, the same this, the same that.
So true.
But I think it's about kind of bringing in people from different elements a little bit, because that's what makes a dinner party really interesting. Is when you go in and you can talk and you've never talked to someone or anyone like this, and you learn different things from people. So I think that's important. And then of course the food.
I was like, look at all this charcuterie. I need this.
You gotta have good food. But you know, once again, it's not about overthinking it. No. It's just about, like you said, a charcuterie board. It's pretty and it's a really great piece to have, but all it is a whole bunch of different things thrown onto a board
together and you just eat.
You know, simplifying it.
I think what you just said was great as far as the guest list, because one of my favorite things is like when I can bring anybody together and then my friends then organically become friends, even if they become better friends, because that they necessarily wouldn't have gotten together in the first place. But now seeing that relationship has grown and become something, it can come from something like a dinner party, because then you realize there's so much.
We're in our grown people stage. Okay. Yeah, exactly. We are all grown around here. And so for me, the best part when I go to a dinner party is to be able to walk away with a new contact or a new connect or a new something that I learned, whether it's, you know, whether I meet someone who does a whole different job or career that I do, and I've now learned something about this, like that makes it worthwhile.
Absolutely. I love to actively listen and to get to know new people and to learn something and just take away something from every interaction. But I also want to talk about, because you do so many things, and I love that you incorporate your family and friends with everything that you do. Let's talk about the Cool Mom blog. What is this blog?
I know. So the Cool Mom Co. is a website that it really is a very it's a very personal thing for me. And I it came out of a place and a time where I was a mom. I was kind of transitioning from like, you know, career and modeling and acting now into becoming more of a voice and a host and really kind of like an expert in these fields. And so for me, it was a really great place to now highlight a space of motherhood that I hadn't tapped into before. And I really didn't see anything at the time that was highlighting a diverse group of women that really showed us in a light that was exceptional, you know, and it was a place for us to kind of be community.
Yeah, because I'm looking at it and I'm seeing that, like you said, it's not focusing solely on you. I'm seeing all these different mothers that you profile. So it's really cool to see that. And like you said, it's very, very diverse. I thought that was amazing.
That was a big thing for me. I mean, in the beginning, when I first started the blog, it was all about me and my family. And it was really showing a Black family and that we existed and that we weren't a unicorn, that there were many of us out there and that we were happy and thriving and this was us. And very soon after I met a whole lot of moms and like in the space and really met really phenomenal women coming from a single mom of a phenomenal woman. I was like, hold up, this needs to be a space that all women can go to and see themselves. And so for me, it was really important to create a diverse, just all inclusive space where motherhood and womanhood really meets. It's the intersection is what we like to call it. And it's the idea of, listen, motherhood is the best thing that I've done, but it's not the only thing that I've done. And so, you know, it really is about incorporating style and beauty and, you know, just things that really touches us as women and not only as mothers.
Oh, I love that. And Lizzy, you also, because you're doing so many things, your bestie, okay, Jessica Alba, you guys have, first of all, I did look at some of the videos and I was cracking up. I was really cracking up. I can tell that you guys are genuine friends, and that's fun to see. Yeah, that dynamic is really hilarious. I'm going to agree with Jessica on one thing though. I do not understand the jaw thing. She was saying that irritated her.
It clicks. I don't know what you want me to say. I don't know. You want me to stop chewing around you? I don't know.
I said, what?
No, wait, you go, look, if you my real friend, you're going to have to get with it because this is, get with it, accept it, because this is just a part of me. No, it's something that when I eat certain things, my jaw just like clicks. And I was like, hold up. I never noticed it. It hasn't been a problem for me. Look, I'm happily married, okay?
I know, right? Exactly. Ain't no problem over here.
Ain't no problem over here. So get you cool.
No, but it was great to see that dynamic. But beyond just being friends, you guys also partner, and you're having another show that's coming out with her too. What's this about?
Listen, anytime you can work with your friends and people that you love, I mean, honestly, it's the only space that like it matters, right? Because now you're combining like just your friendship and your love of that person with something that you guys both love to do. And so during COVID, we really started producing a lot of content, and it was just like we basically, you know, quarantined together and like just started churning things out. And one of the things that we found that really interested us was home renovation. And so we made over our studio space, we made over a couple other things, and we were like, let's see where this goes. And so we had an idea to do a show that talked to parents. You know, that's something that we both can highly relate to. We're both moms of 3. And we wanted to transform their spaces and really present something eco-sustainable, something that was really beautiful and spaces that they could really enjoy and feel really great about. And so that's exactly what we're doing. And so it's going to be airing on Roku, and we are really excited about it. But it's a home renovation show, and who can't, you know, everyone loves a show.
No, for sure. I have loved speaking to people that, you know, the pandemic and COVID and everything, it was at once scary, and it's also a time when we just didn't know what the heck was going to happen. So when I'm able to speak to people that like use that time to kind of just form ideas and to realize like, whoa, this would be really cool if we did this thing too. So I love to find that people found additional purpose in that time, because I agree. It was a little crazy.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. That was a whole situation. Okay,
Yeah.
homeschooling these 3 kids and doing this and trying to and working at the same time. Everyone, I think, literally was, no matter what situation you were in, that was a very difficult period for everybody.
It was nobody's normal.
Nobody's normal. No, not at all. Not at all.
So I want to thank you, so much for your time, Lizzy. It's been great talking to you. I'm like, she is truly a Midwest girl. You got that Detroit energy,
Look, and if I
saw you dancing like that too.
I'm like, yeah, if it's the Detroit energy, but make sure you check out Tastemade's show. I mean, Dinner Party People, it's gonna be airing on Tastemade on Wednesday, 7 p.m. You can find Tastemade on the app or on YouTube, wherever you want to watch it. But it's gonna be a really fun show.
Yeah, and I wanna especially highlight that it's really great how you are in these people's homes, but you really take the time to get to know them and to get what motivates them. And it's just a really, really cool kind of dynamic. I think that it just really shows that you care about the project. It's not her just hosting and here's some food, here it goes, thanks. It's nothing like that. You actually learn something from it. It really is cool in that way.
Which is the best part. You always want, when you come into someone's home and it's such a personal space, you want to know a little bit about this person. And that's exactly what we're doing. We're highlighting them and the whole process of the dinner party.
Truly doing that. Once again, my name is Koku with blackfilm.com. I'm here with Lizzy Mathis, the star of new Tastemade series, Dinner Party People, which will air on August 31st, which is in just a couple of days. So you guys have no excuse because now you know.
Now you know.
Thank you so much, Lizzy. It's been such a pleasure to speak to you. Thank you, and
thank you, Koku. I appreciate
all the best energy. You are truly really cool, and I'm glad to have been in your universe for a second.
Oh, same here, and I can't wait to talk to you soon.
I know. Thank you. I'm just gonna be like, oh, can we talk to her again for this other project?
Yeah, for real. Look, let's grow, girl. Let's grow.
Exactly. I love it. Thank you so much, Lizzy. You deserve everything that you've earned and much more. Thank you.
Thank you, Koku. I really appreciate that.
Bye. If you want to see more content like this on blackfilm.com, make sure you like, subscribe, and ring that bell.